Back to what you said was trending today. This week has been a wild week of viral fails. First, Rachel Maddow unveiled President Trump's 12-year-old tax forms that showed the president made a lot of money and paid a lot of taxes. Then Snoop Dogg released a music video that got him a lot of headlines. But it has Democrats wondering if they want to be part of the party of Snoop Dogg and presidential assassination threats. Here with me now to discuss, blogger and front page editor at redstate.com, Kira Davis. Kira, good to see you.
Hi, Gina.
Kira, you know, Rachel Maddow's ratings are out, and her Trump tax return show was actually her most watched show ever and MSNBC's second biggest audience ever for any show. But Kira, Maddow made Trump look good and sort of destroyed her credibility. Do you think this was more a producer error? Do you think she knew about this ahead of time and just hyped it?
Yeah, of course she knew about it ahead of time and hyped it. I mean, I have a lot of opinions about Rachel Maddow, but she's been doing this job a long time. And she knew that that would be a ratings grab, and it was. I mean, she intentionally led with some vague pronouncements. I think it might have backfired. She got a lot of ratings, but of course, if you say you have this big story, you're going to get a lot of people one-time tune-ins, right? But you have to wonder, you know, what that bounce back rate is, what that return viewer rate is after this. People are clamoring, a lot of people are clamoring to see Trump's tax returns for whatever reasons. To me, it's a moot point at this point, but whatever. It's important to some people. So the idea that she might have them would be titillating. But then, you know, it was a big nothing burger. She got her ratings for that night, but I think it did some damage to her reputation. I mean, good for her, fine that she got extra numbers, but did it show us anything? Like you said, Gina, it actually made Trump look good.
It did actually make him look good. Kira, you make a great point, though, because I've said all the way along, if she failed at this, it would mean that this issue that the Democrats have pressed over and over again, which has made them look marginally desperate, along with a lot of other things they've done, could turn into the birth certificate issue of the Obama era, where you weren't allowed to touch that. Even if you were conservative, even if you had your doubts, once enough people had kind of messed up that story, you weren't allowed to touch it, so you had to be so completely sure that it sort of became a pariah, right? No news media worth their credibility would talk about or have any guests on ever to talk about the birth certificate issue. Is that where she is taking this tax issue?
I would compare it more to Benghazi, because for conservatives that it was and is a really important issue. And liberals ended up and Democrats ended up dismissing it because we were so hyped about it. We were so angry for good reason about it that, you know, a lot of conservatives didn't let it up. And with Obama controlling the media the way he did and the media being in his pocket, it just was a story that just couldn't get any traction. It couldn't go anywhere. And I think I would compare it more to that. It'll become the story that we and other reasonable people look at the Democrats or look at the liberals pushing it and say, enough is enough. Like, I just can't take these people seriously anymore. So I don't know if it's ever going to be that third rail like birtherism. And that has a lot to do with the bias of the media, right? But I think it will become a story that people kind of roll their eyes at, the way that liberals rolled their eyes at us when we, you know, tried to push stories like Benghazi and Hillary.
See, but I don't know how you compare, you know, dead soldiers, dead SEALs, dead Americans too. I'm not saying you're doing that, but I'm saying I don't know if that's the right comparison. And I get what you're saying, though, in terms of how the left views it versus how the right views it. But Kira, I watch some of the people on the left out there right now, and the way they are kind of looking at their own party, like, that's really the party that I have aligned myself with. I think that they're losing credibility quickly when they're making, you know, someone's tax returns an issue, and when they failed this badly, because this was a major fail. Like, this made Donald Trump look good. He paid his taxes. He paid more than MSNBC's holding company. He paid more than most liberals paid, certainly more than Obama.
The story on that was, and then their take on that was, well, he leaked it to the press. That was a leak by Donald Trump's camp himself. Well, that makes them look even stupider. Like, I don't know how that's a defense.
Yeah.
that he leaked it. Well, you took that bait. And now look at you. You're so desperate to take this man down for things he hasn't even done yet. So yeah, I agree. I think we're hitting peak outrage, if you ask me. Not that there won't be a lot of outraged people, but I think generally speaking, as consumers, I think consumers will tire of the outrage that the media is peddling. We don't have the capacity for it all day, every day, all the time.
Yeah, and here's the other distinction I make between the Benghazi thing too, Kira, and tell me if my thinking is flawed on this, because I do respect your opinion. The left, Obama never did anything for conservatives at all. None of his policies helped us in any way. He tried to socially reorganize us. He tried to remove our culture. He tried to tell us the things we were afraid of weren't real, but he didn't do anything for us. President Trump is bringing jobs that are going to affect the middle class. Many people who voted Democrat are going to be partaking in tax cuts and in regulation cuts that are going to provide jobs for them. And they're going to be seeing a better way of life already in less than his first 100 days. He's made a major difference just in our economy and the way people are looking at it futuristically. So that combined with the sort of paranoia of the left that has gotten so desperate, I don't know. I think that this could really become something where Democrats just start flipping over to the right and Trump gets a supermajority in 18. Your comments?
I don't know about that. I'll tell you what will happen in 18. And if Congress doesn't repeal Obamacare, there will not be a GOP supermajority.
Yeah, but look at that. He flipped 12 people today. Flipped 12 people.
Yeah, I agree. And I would say, Gina, in response to that, I would say that the left would tell you and me that that's what President Obama did for us, and we were just being ungrateful. He passed Obamacare, and that was for all of us. And we're just being ungrateful.
We all got to pay for it.
Cycle. I know.
We're so ungrateful, Kira. Thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate you. Now, up next, we're